In this edition, we'll be taking a look at Gujarat Titans, one of the newer teams of the IPL. Even though that thing is in its infancy, they've already surprised many people with how they've taken to the IPL. They've obviously won the IPL before. Before we talk about the team itself, big season in store for Shubman Gill. Obviously dropped from the World Cup squad in the 11th hour. He has since taken some time away from the game, was pictured with the likes of Rio Ferdinand watching United games. Just what do you make of this upcoming season for Shubman Gill?
Like, I think it feels like a season of point to prove for a lot of people, but none more than Shubman Gill. He is groomed to be India's all-format captain, and
India's poster boy.
He is India's poster boy already, and you can see that. Like, he may have been dropped from the T20 World Cup team, but he was everywhere in terms of ads and brands. But he's already ODI captain. He's already Test captain. 2 formats where he is right up there with modern day grades. But this is a format where he still has to stake his claim, especially with where this Indian team is right now. And I don't think it'll be too long before he's back in the team. But for that, he has to have another season where he did 22, 23, had some 800, 700 runs, came close to chasing out Kohli, 800 and something runs he scored. So he needs something like that, and his team needs something like that from him as well. And I would expect nothing less from him in terms of what he's capable of. He's upskilled clearly in terms of in the last 2 years, even in his white ball game. So he's in for a very, very big season.
Obviously, in terms of batting template, they do not have the same template as a Punjab Kings or Sunrisers Hyderabad, but it is extremely front-loaded, front-heavy. You have Sai also at the top, you have Jos Buttler at the top, and you see a lot of games in Gujarat Titans where it's 12 overs, 100 for 1. You expect more of that theme to continue?
I don't know. It all depends on these 2 players who have been told that, not officially, but in terms of what we see, where they are in the pecking order. In terms of their T20I credentials, both Sai as well as Gill has a point to prove, and Sai also has been working with power hitting coaches in terms of his bat swing and everything else. So until they take the field and see what they do, I'll not necessarily put down that they're going to be 60 for 0 and 100 for 1 by 11th or 12th over. So it'll be interesting to see how they go, but they also have a heavy lower order in terms of Rahul Tewatia, again someone they have to he has to come good. Their bowling attack is also have a really good pace attack, both experienced as well as youngsters, Ashok Sharma and Kagiso Rabada, Mohammad Siraj, Prasidh Krishna, and so I think this is basically the CSK of, say, 2017, 2018, 2019. Not the Daddy's Army one, but they have a team that complements each other, which worked for them in 22 and 23.
You've forgotten Rashid Khan.
Which worked for them in 22 and 23. And again, another player who has a point to prove in terms of what he can do for the team. So, they're in for a big season.
One thing that they have struggled last year after David Miller left them. Did David Miller leave them last season, if I remember correctly? I'm not sure. One thing that they may struggle this campaign is to identify that overseas specialist batter apart from Jos Buttler. Glenn Phillips is one player that they may look at. There's also Tom Banton, but he did not have the greatest of World Cups.
I think Phillips will start predominantly because he can bowl off spin, and he can also...
And he can save 10 to 15 runs on the field.
Yes, so Phillips will start, but I think so. It's basically Buttler, Phillips, Holder, Rabada, or Holder / Rashid. So that's where the thing comes in. It's either Phillips or Holder, depending on where they play, who they play, or do they even go ahead and say, drop Buttler. Something we'll have to wait and watch, considering the World Cup Buttler had.
He's had a dreadful last 12 months.
So, I think they have some things to figure out in terms of their first 11 because of the current form and where the players stand. they might as well start Banton ahead of Butler at number 3 for all you know.
Yeah, last season they did not. I think Sharfin Rutherford
Yes.
was their designated finisher. Now, who is going to be their finisher?
So a lot will rely on Phillips and Holder and the likes of Tevetia to step up. They also have another massive season for someone like Washington Sundar. But again, I'd like to see him play 14 games a season and see what he does. That's something he's rarely had the opportunity to do so for various reasons, including injury, team combination. This is a team that has Shah Rukh Khan again.
Yeah.
Is been there for a while, hasn't done much in the finishing role. But also, this is a team that has Sai Kishore and Washington Sundar, two of prolific, spinners in terms of Indian domestic talent. But they may not even play all 14 games. That's where the tricky part comes in, and that's what I'd like to see.
That's all fun in the edition of 4s and 6s. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.